Hey dear, Zinzi here, and this is a very sentimental moment for me because nearly 4 years ago, I uploaded my first review of Chainsaw Man for its very first chapter, and now, nearly 4 years later, I am going to talk about the first chapter of part 2. So we've almost come full circle now. And I'm happy to say that Chainsaw Man is back full throttle and wackier than ever. And interestingly enough, this chapter didn't have Denji in it at all. Instead, it set up the origin story of Asa Mitaka becoming like the human vessel for the War Devil. And that kind of runs in interesting parallel to Denji's first chapter, where he enters into his contract with Pochita. And I do want to dive deeper into Asa as a character. She is an orphan like Denji, however, whereas Denji was touch-starved because I think he was in a bad neighborhood and just had untrustworthy people around him. I feel like Asa kind of emotionally distances herself because she's afraid of getting emotionally hurt. It's like the hedgehog dilemma in Evangelion, and I think because Bucky was the first person to be able to remember her name besides the class president, that's why she was so attached to him, and that's why she was so devastated when he died. So that makes me wonder if down the road, her and Denji are going to be able to connect, if he's going to be able to break through to her with the power of love or friendship, or if she's just going to continue down a destructive warpath because we all know that Fujimoto loves to kill off characters. Also, there is a whole lot to unpack from the final page where she says she'll make Chainsaw Man vomit back up nuclear weapons. And if you remember from part 1, Makima said she was the only one who could remember nuclear weapons. So either Makima was wrong and powerful devils like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse are able to remember things that Chainsaw Man ate, or Chainsaw Man is growing weaker and people can now start remembering things again now that he's less feared because people love him. Also, Asa's comment kind of implies that Chainsaw Man acts as like this dimensional pocket and he can spit things back out into existence. And along that line of thinking, I am seriously questioning what Pochita is the Chainsaw Man. I wonder if Chainsaw Man is Chainsaw Man shaped, but he does not actually represent the fear of chainsaws. I think he might represent a more abstract concept like oblivion or the apocalypse itself, and that's why we're getting a tie-in with the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse here. Also, one really important thing to note is that Chainsaw Man is no longer on Shonen Jump. It has moved to Jump Plus, so I feel like Fujimoto is going to have a little bit more creative control and things are gonna start dialing up in terms of violence and bizarreness, and we might get more Lady Quan Chi fun times too. Yeah, I am really excited for the future of Chainsaw Man, and there are so many things I'm looking forward to. Like, I want to find out who Kobeni's devil is. I think it might be very overpowered because that's probably how she has lived this long. And 2, I want Denji to find the new Blood Fiend. And 3, I think it might be really cool to see Asa versus Reze, like Bomb versus Bomb. That would be bomb! That would be amazing. Yeah, and lastly, I'm just excited to see Fujimoto continue to grow and mature as a mangaka and storyteller. I think it was important for him to be able to experiment with those one-shots like Goodbye Eri and Look Back, because he's been able to learn so much from that, and I want him to start applying that to Chainsaw Man as well. And yeah, the future rules. And Chainsaw Man does too.